There comes a moment in life when you must decide who you are. Not who the world says you are. Not who your past shaped you to be. But who you choose to become from this day forward. This moment is now. And the greatest power you will ever learn is this: nothing can stop a person who understands how to turn pain into strength. Part 1. The power no one can take from you. You have been hurt before. Everyone has. Maybe it was a trusted friend who betrayed you. Maybe it was a coworker who stole your ideas and claimed them as their own. Maybe it was someone in your family who should have protected you but instead left you with words that stung deeper than any physical wound. You remember the tightness in your chest, the long nights staring at the ceiling, and the heavy feeling that followed you like a shadow. Pain has a way of shaping us. Sometimes it shapes us into something stronger. Sometimes it shapes us into something smaller. You remember how it made you feel. So you did what most people do. You built walls. You became careful with your words. You smiled politely instead of honestly. You shared only pieces of yourself. You protected your heart by making it harder to reach. There is wisdom in protecting what is tender inside you. But there is a difference between protecting yourself and becoming afraid of living. Napoleon Hill once wrote that every person carries within them a sleeping power, a gift so strong that most never discover it. You have this power. You were born with it. But pain taught you to hide it. Your walls were meant to keep danger away, yet they have also kept your greatness locked inside. You do not need thicker walls. You need a stronger foundation. This is where your journey begins. The ancient Stoics understood something that many people today have forgotten. They learned that true strength does not come from avoiding hardship. It comes from standing firm while the world around you trembles. Great leaders through history learned the same lesson. They achieved great success not because they were untouched by pain, but because they chose how to respond to it. This is the lesson you are about to learn. And once you learn it, you will never be the same. Your greatest power is the ability to choose how you respond to what happens to you. You cannot always control events. You cannot control what someone says about you or how someone treats you. But you can always control your next move. And that single choice is the most powerful force on earth. Think of steel being shaped in fire. It glows red. It bends. It stretches. But it does not break. You can be that steel. And the fire that once scared you can become the fire that makes you strong. Imagine someone watching you go through something difficult. They will wonder how you stay calm. They will wonder why you do not collapse under pressure. They will ask you what your secret is. And you will smile because you know the truth. You are not pretending nothing hurts you. You are choosing to act as if pain has no authority over your life. This is not denial. This is power. This is self-mastery. Napoleon Hill called it mastery over self, the greatest victory a human being can ever claim. Let me tell you a story. A man once lost his job and his home in the same week. Everything he worked for disappeared almost overnight. Most people would have broken under that weight. But he made a different choice. He acted as if the loss was not his ending but his beginning. He found $10 in his pocket and started a small business selling simple items on the street. He showed up every day even when he felt fear and doubt gripping his heart. 2 years later, he owned 5 stores. People called him lucky. They had no idea that the only luck he had was the courage to keep moving. Another story. A woman found herself alone after 20 years of marriage. Her husband walked away and left her with fear, uncertainty, and a quiet house that felt too big. The pain could have swallowed her. But she made a choice. She decided this would not break her. She went back to school. She learned new skills. She rebuilt her confidence piece by piece until she felt like someone new. Today she helps women who face the same heartbreak she once felt. She is living a life better than the one she lost. What made these people different? Not luck. Not talent. Not money. Their power came from one thing. They learned to act as if nothing could stop them. They felt pain, but they did not let pain direct their actions. This is what you must learn. This is what will unlock the strength you have been carrying inside you all along. Acting as if nothing hurts you does not mean pretending that nothing affects you. It means understanding that your actions are more powerful than your emotions. It means recognizing that fear, sadness, disappointment, and rejection will visit you, but they do not have the right to stay. You are the one who decides what happens next. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant fear, fear will grow. If you plant resentment, resentment will grow. But if you plant strength, courage, and determination, they will take root and reshape your life. But how do you plant these seeds? You start small. When someone talks to you rudely, do not let their words change your expression. When life gives you a setback, act as if you expected it and are prepared. When you make a mistake, act as if it is simply another lesson and keep going. At first it will feel unnatural. But so does lifting a weight for the first time. The muscle grows from repetition. Your spirit grows the same way. A soldier feels fear but keeps fighting. A mother feels exhaustion but keeps caring. A leader feels doubt but keeps stepping forward. You are no different. You have this same strength within you. Every time you choose strength over weakness, you become stronger. Every time you refuse to let pain decide your behavior, you shape the person you are becoming. People will think you are lucky. They will think success is easy for you. They will not see the battles inside you. They will not see the moments when you felt pain but still moved forward. They will see your results, not your resilience. This is the beginning of your journey. Part 1 is about discovering the power that has always been yours. The power to choose. The power to act. The power to rise above what tried to break you. Your past does not define you. Your pain does not limit you. Your hurt does not control your destiny. Starting today, you will learn to act as if nothing hurts you. And when you do, the world will open in ways you never imagined. Engaging hook. There is a moment in every champion's life when they realize something powerful. It is not the world that decides their future. It is not luck or talent or connections. It is the strength they build inside themselves. And that strength begins with one choice: to stop letting pain control the direction of their life. Today, you will learn how to make that choice. Part 2, training the voice of strength. People will never fully understand what it takes to rise above pain. They will see your victories but not the nights you had to push through doubt. They will see your smile but never know how many tears you refused to let shape your destiny. They will see your confidence but not the hours of practice it took to build a mind that listens to strength instead of weakness. This is a truth Napoleon Hill understood well. Every success story is a story of triumph over inner struggle. Your feelings are like visitors. They come and go. They knock loudly and demand attention, but they do not have to stay. Pain visits you, but you do not have to invite it inside. Hurt approaches like a storm, but you can choose to stand tall until it passes. You remain. You endure. You continue. This is the beginning of your training. From this day forward, you will face many chances to act as if nothing hurts you. Some moments will be small. Someone may speak to you rudely. Something may not go your way. Other moments will be harder. Plans may fall apart. People you care about may disappoint you. But each moment is a chance to grow stronger. Each moment is a chance to practice choosing your response. The pain will come. But so will the power. And if you train your mind well enough, the power will always win. Your mind has two voices. Napoleon Hill called them the positive mind and the negative mind. One voice is the voice of weakness. It tells you to give up. It whispers about how unfair life is. It reminds you of every failure and every wound. This voice is loud because it feeds on fear. But there is another voice inside you. The voice of strength. It speaks with calm certainty. It reminds you of your power. It tells you that you can rise above anything. It speaks of possibility, victory, and purpose. This voice is the one you must learn to strengthen. Most people listen to the voice of weakness. They feed it with their thoughts. They think about sadness and disappointment. They talk about how hard their lives are. And with every thought, the voice of weakness grows louder until it becomes all they can hear. But you are different. You are learning to feed the voice of strength. Every time you choose courage over fear, you strengthen it. Every time you move forward when things are hard, you strengthen it. Every time you breathe, calm your mind, straighten your posture, and act as if nothing can break you, the voice of strength becomes your guide. Let me tell you about a man who learned this lesson. He invested his life savings into a business he believed would succeed. For 6 months he worked day and night. He sacrificed sleep. He sacrificed comfort. Then one morning he woke up and realized everything was gone. The business failed. His money was gone. And the voice of weakness rushed in like a storm. His friends told him to give up. They told him he was wasting his time. They told him to get a normal job and accept reality. The voice of weakness told him the same thing. It told him he was foolish to try again. It told him he was not good enough. But he listened to another voice. A quieter voice at first. The voice of strength. This voice told him that failure is not final. It told him that every great success story began with pain. It told him to stand up, gather his courage, and try again. So he did. He started a second business with only $50. This time he succeeded. Not because it was easy, but because he had trained himself to listen to the right voice. The difference between a dreamer and a doer is which voice they choose to follow. You have this same voice inside you. You have this same strength. But you must practice listening to it every day. You must train it. You must choose it over and over again until it becomes your habit. Practice this with small things first. When something minor goes wrong, choose the voice of strength. When someone treats you unfairly, choose the voice of strength. When you make a mistake, choose the voice of strength. The more you practice in small moments, the easier it will be in big moments. Training your mind is like training a muscle. Repetition builds power. There is another powerful tool you must learn. It is your breath. Breathing may seem simple, but the way you breathe shapes the way you feel. Most people breathe quickly when they feel upset. Their hearts race. Their minds panic. Their bodies tighten. This makes hurt feel bigger than it is, but there is a different way to breathe. A way that strengthens your control. A way that helps you act as if nothing hurts you. When something tries to shake you, breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts. Hold that breath for 4 counts. Then release it through your mouth for 6 counts. Repeat this 5 times. While you breathe, tell yourself that you are strong enough to handle this moment. Tell yourself that this problem is temporary. Tell yourself that you are in control. This breathing technique does something powerful. It tells your body that you are safe. It calms your nervous system. It clears your thoughts. It creates space between the event and your reaction. Most people let hurt control them. But you will not be one of them. A woman I knew learned this breathing technique after her son was injured in an accident. When she received the call, panic tried to take over. But she remembered the breathing. She used it to stay calm. Her steady mind allowed her to take fast action and make decisions that helped save her son's life. Your breath is not just air. It is your anchor. When your breath is steady, your mind becomes clear. When your mind is clear, your strength takes over. Practice this breathing every day. Practice it in the morning. Practice it before lunch. Practice it before bed. When you train your breath during calm moments, it will protect you during difficult ones. It becomes a shield that no pain can break. Your body also remembers hurt. It stores stress in your shoulders and worry in your stomach. But you can teach your body to remember strength instead. Stand tall. Lift your chin. Open your chest. This is the posture of someone who refuses to be defeated. When you stand like a strong person, your mind follows. Your body teaches your brain that you are powerful. This is the path of becoming unshakable. This is the training of a champion. And part 2 is your first step. Would you like part 3 now? Or do you want the title, description, viral hashtags, and thumbnail words for parts 1 and 2? Engaging hook. There comes a moment when a person discovers that strength is not something life gives them. Strength is something they build inside themselves brick by brick. And on that day everything changes. Today is that moment for you. Today you learn the secret that only the strongest people know. The body remembers pain. But with the right habits you can train it to remember power instead. Part 3. Act like strength lives inside you. Your body remembers every experience you give it. Pain. Fear. Doubt. But it can also remember courage. It can remember confidence. It can remember the way a strong person moves through the world. The great secret is this. You can teach your body to store strength instead of pain. I once met a man who was shorter than almost everyone around him. People teased him for his height. They tried to make him feel small not just on the outside but on the inside too. He had a choice. He could look down at the ground. He could shrink his shoulders. He could walk as if he believed every insult they threw at him. But he did something wiser. He decided that he would not move like a hurt man. He would move like a strong man. He stood tall every day. his back straight, his shoulders open, his head lifted. At first he only looked strong. But soon he felt strong. And it did not take long before people stopped teasing him. Why? Because they could see that their words did not change him. That is the power of acting strong before you feel strong. Action creates belief. When you walk, walk like a person who knows their life is going somewhere important. Do not drag your feet. Do not stare at the floor. Look ahead at your future. Move like someone who is ready to meet it. Swing your arms naturally and breathe with purpose. This simple habit sends a message to your mind. I am capable. I am steady. I can rise above whatever tries to stop me. Your face is another tool of strength. Most people let their face show every feeling they have. Anger, fear, stress, worry. But a strong person learns to keep a calm expression even when life becomes difficult. This does not mean pretending to be happy. It means choosing not to let the world see you break. When you calm your face, you calm your mind. When you calm your mind, you calm your life. Sit the same way. A strong person does not fold in on themselves. A strong person sits up straight with their shoulders open and their feet steady on the floor. Your body always sends messages to your brain. If you sit like someone who is defeated, your brain will believe you are defeated. If you sit like someone who is in control, your brain will believe you are in control. Even the way you eat can teach your body strength. Eat slowly. Eat with intention. Do not rush. Do not shovel food into your mouth while stressed or angry. When you eat calmly, you send your nervous system one powerful message. I am safe. I am steady. I am not ruled by fear. Your body begins to trust you. And when your body trusts you, it becomes easier for your mind to stay strong. The words you use every day also shape your strength. Most people talk themselves into weakness. They say things like, I cannot handle this. This is too much. Nothing ever works for me. They do not realize that every problem grows bigger when they speak it out loud again and again. They give life to their pain with their own voice. But you will speak differently. When challenges come, you will say things like, I can grow from this. I can handle this. This situation is not the end. It is the beginning of something better. When you speak strength, you become strength. I once met a woman who lost her job after 15 years. She was shocked and hurt. She could have called 10 people to complain about how unfair it was. She could have spent weeks telling the story of her pain. But she chose stronger words. She said, this is my chance to find something better. She said, I have valuable experience. I will land on my feet. Her words lifted her instead of crushing her. 2 months later, she found a job that paid more than the one she lost. That is the power of speaking like a strong person. Remember this. Your words shape your world. When you speak like a victim, you become one. When you speak like a leader, you become one. Leaders are not loud. They are not perfect. They are simply people who choose to direct their words instead of letting their words direct them. Spend time with people who lift you, not people who drag you into weakness. Some people complain about everything. They drain strength from anyone who listens. Other people focus on solutions. They see possibilities even in hard moments. They make you feel stronger just by being near them. I once knew a man who was starting a business. 2 groups of friends surrounded him. One group always told him why he would fail. The other group encouraged him. They helped him brainstorm. They reminded him of his skills. He chose to spend more time with the second group. And his business succeeded. Not because of luck, but because he stayed close to people who fed his strength and not his fear. Choose people who add power to your life. And be the kind of person who adds power to others. When your friends face challenges, do not make their problems sound bigger. Remind them of their ability. Help them remember who they are. Strength grows faster when shared. If you do not have strong people around you, find them in books. Read stories of people who overcame challenges much harder than your own. Their courage will enter your mind. Their strength will guide you. Their wisdom will become a quiet companion during your hardest days. Always remember this. You become like the people you spend time with. You become like the words you speak. You become like the posture you hold. Everything you do is teaching your body what kind of person you are. Show it that you are someone who rises above pain. Someone who stands tall in storms. Someone who acts as if nothing can break them. Act strong until the act becomes reality. That is how the great ones are made. Engaging hook. Every person carries two voices inside them. One voice whispers fear. The other whispers power. Only one of these voices will shape your future. In this chapter you will learn how to silence the weak voice and strengthen the powerful one. The moment you master this skill, your entire life changes. Part 4. Master your inner voice before it masters you. There is a secret that successful people understand. They know that the most important voice in their life is the one that speaks inside their own mind. This voice can lift you higher than any encouragement from others. It can also break you faster than any insult from others. The choice depends on how well you train it. Your mind talks to you all day. It speaks when you wake up. It speaks when you walk to work. It speaks when you face problems or when you feel tired. Most people never pay attention to the words inside their head. They let their thoughts run wild. They let fear, worry, doubt, and old pain control their decisions. They feed weakness without even knowing it, but strong people act differently. They guard their inner voice the same way a king guards his treasure. They know that the wrong thought at the wrong moment can ruin a whole day. They know the right thought at the right moment can turn a painful situation into an opportunity for greatness. I once met a young woman who wanted to become a nurse. She dreamed of caring for people and working in a hospital. But every time she studied for her exams, her inner voice attacked her. It told her she was not smart enough. It told her she would fail. It told her she did not deserve the future she wanted. She believed this voice for many years. One day she read a simple statement. Your inner voice is not your master. You are the master of your inner voice. This sentence changed her life. She started listening to her thoughts instead of obeying them. Every time a fearful thought appeared, she answered it with a stronger one. She said things like, I am learning and I am improving. She said, I am capable and I am worthy of success. At first it felt strange. But she kept practicing. Within 6 months her inner voice sounded different. It sounded stronger and calmer. She passed her nursing exams on the first try. She told me later that her success did not come from studying more. It came from stopping the voice that was trying to defeat her. This is the lesson you must learn. You can talk back to your inner voice. You can replace thoughts that weaken you with thoughts that strengthen you. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Your mind works like a muscle. The thoughts you repeat become stronger. The thoughts you ignore become weaker. Start by paying attention to the words inside your mind. If you hear I cannot handle this, stop and answer it with I can find a way through this. If you hear I am not good enough, answer it with I am learning and growing every day. If you hear everything always goes wrong, answer it with I can solve this step by step. Strong thoughts do not appear automatically. You create them. And every time you choose a strong thought, you add another brick to the foundation of your inner strength. Your environment also affects your inner voice. If you spend all day listening to negative people, your mind will echo their negativity. If you watch the kind of content that feeds fear, your mind will echo fear. If you surround yourself with people who see problems instead of solutions, your mind will begin to see only problems. This is why Napoleon Hill often said that you must protect your mind as carefully as you protect your body. You would not fill your body with poison. You would not willingly drink something that harms you. So do not fill your mind with harmful voices or harmful thoughts. Choose what you listen to. Choose what you read. Choose the people you let into your life. These choices become the shape of your inner world. I once knew a man who wanted to start a construction company. He worked hard. He saved money. He learned the skills. But his inner voice kept telling him that he was not ready. He surrounded himself with people who told him that business was too hard and success was only for lucky people. Their words became his thoughts. His thoughts became his prison. Then he made a simple but powerful decision. He distanced himself from the negative group. He started listening to business leaders who shared their stories of failure and success. He listened to people who believed in hard work and constant improvement. Within a year, his inner voice changed. It said things like, I can try and I can learn from mistakes. Soon after, he opened his company. Today, that company is one of the strongest in his town. Your inner voice is not created by accident. It is shaped by the people around you. It is shaped by your habits, your environment, your beliefs, and your past. But the most important truth is this. You can reshape it whenever you choose. Train your inner voice every day. When you wake up, repeat a sentence that sets your direction. You can say, today I walk with strength, or today I choose courage, or today I control my thoughts. These words guide your mind before the world tries to guide it for you. During the day, watch for weak thoughts. Weak thoughts often begin gently. They whisper things like, maybe I cannot do this, or maybe I am not the kind of person who succeeds. Do not let these thoughts grow. Replace them immediately. Say, I am stronger than I feel right now. Say, I can learn what I need to learn. Say, I am becoming a better version of myself. Your inner voice can also shape your emotions. When your thoughts stay peaceful, your body stays peaceful. When your thoughts stay focused, your actions stay focused. When your thoughts stay confident, your life follows the same direction. Weak thoughts create hesitation. Strong thoughts create momentum. Write down 5 powerful sentences you want your inner voice to use. Keep them on a card. Read them every morning and every night. This simple habit begins to reprogram your mind. It reminds you that strength does not come from luck. Strength comes from repetition. Strength comes from choosing your thoughts instead of letting your thoughts choose you. Remember this truth. If you do not control your inner voice, it will control you. If you let fear speak louder than courage, fear will shape every decision you make. If you allow old pain to speak louder than possibility, you will remain trapped in the past. But if you train your inner voice to speak strength, your whole life begins to rise. This is not magic. This is discipline. The discipline to guide your thoughts the same way a captain guides a ship. No captain lets the water decide the direction. He takes control. He sets the course. He holds the wheel through storms. Your inner voice is your wheel. Hold it firmly and guide your mind towards strength. Once you master your inner voice, you become unshakable. You become someone who moves through the world with calm confidence. You become someone who rises above challenges because your thoughts are always lifting you higher. This is the power that separates ordinary people from extraordinary people, and now it belongs to you. Engaging hook. Great change begins in silence. When you learn to quiet your fears and command your emotions, you become a different kind of person. In this chapter, you will discover the power that comes from staying calm while the world around you shakes. This is the secret that separates the average from the extraordinary. Part 5. The power of calm strength. There is a special kind of strength that most people never learn. It is the strength of calm. It is the strength of a person who can stay steady even when life tries to push them off balance. Napoleon Hill often wrote that the mind cannot create success when it is drowning in fear or panic. Calmness is not weakness. Calmness is control. Your emotions talk to your mind just like your thoughts do. When you feel angry, your mind becomes cloudy. When you feel scared, your mind becomes small. When you feel worried, your mind becomes tense. And when your mind is tense, it cannot see solutions. It can only see problems. But when you learn to calm yourself, your mind becomes clear. Your vision becomes sharp. Your decisions become wiser. I once knew a young man who wanted to be a firefighter. He had the strength. He had the training. He had the desire to help others. But there was one thing holding him back. He panicked easily. Whenever a challenge appeared, his heart raced. His breath grew shallow. His mind became confused. During one training test, he froze completely while the others kept moving. His instructor looked at him and said something he never forgot. "Son, you must learn to calm your fire before you can fight another one." The young man began practicing calmness every day. He practiced slow breathing whenever he felt stressed. He practiced focusing on one thought instead of 20. He practiced relaxing his shoulders even when his emotions tightened them. Within a year, he passed every test. His instructor told him that his calmness made him more reliable than many stronger firefighters. He became one of the best in his team. And later he told me that calmness saved more lives than strength ever did. Your life works the same way. Problems will come. They always do. But your reaction to them decides the outcome. A calm mind sees a path. A fearful mind sees a wall. There is a simple exercise that strong people use. When something stressful happens, they do not react right away. They pause. They take one deep breath. They let their shoulders fall. They let their face relax. They remind themselves that nothing is solved through panic, only through steady thought. This small pause gives them control. It turns chaos into clarity. Another important idea is emotional ownership. Most people blame their emotions on everything around them. They say things like, "He made me angry," or "She stressed me out," or "This situation ruined my day." But strong people know a different truth. Nothing outside you can control your emotions unless you allow it. You are the owner of your reactions. You choose how you respond. I once met a businesswoman who became very successful even though she started with almost nothing. She told me her secret in one simple sentence. I do not allow people to decide how I feel. When someone tried to insult her, she stayed calm. When someone tried to pressure her, she stayed calm. When her plans went wrong, she stayed calm. Her calmness made people respect her. It made her decisions smarter. It made her leadership stronger. Calmness is not about hiding your emotions. It is about guiding them. It is about choosing the emotion that helps you rise instead of the emotion that pulls you down. Another powerful way to build calmness is through the words you speak to yourself. When stress appears, most people say things like "this is terrible," or "I cannot deal with this," or "why does this always happen to me?" These words make the problem bigger. They feed panic. They drain strength. Strong people speak differently. They say, "I can handle this." They say, "this moment will pass." They say, "I will take one step at a time." These words slow the mind. These words restore control. These words activate calm strength. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind pushes you. The noise surrounds you. The ground shakes beneath your feet. Most people would panic. But a calm person plants their feet firmly. They lower their shoulders. They take steady breaths. They look for the next safe step. This does not mean they feel no fear. It means they do not let fear decide their actions. This is the kind of strength you are building in this chapter. Another story can help you understand this better. I knew a woman who worked in a hospital emergency room. She told me something that surprised me. She said that the calmest people make the best decisions in life and death situations. She said that patients feel safer when the nurse is calm. Doctors work faster when the nurse is calm. The whole room becomes steadier when someone maintains calm strength. Her calmness became a silent force that guided everyone around her. You can develop the same force. When your family faces a difficult moment, you can be the calm one. When your friends panic, you can be the steady one. When your coworkers feel overwhelmed, you can be the clear-minded one. People trust those who stay calm because calmness shows mastery of the self. Calmness is leadership. There are simple habits that help you build this mastery. One habit is breathing slowly for a few seconds when you feel stressed. Another habit is loosening the muscles in your face and shoulders. Another habit is speaking to yourself gently instead of harshly. Another habit is stepping away for one moment to think before reacting. These habits may seem small, but small habits repeated daily create powerful emotional control. Napoleon Hill taught that nothing great can be built on fear. Fear is the enemy of clear thinking. Fear is the enemy of opportunity. Fear is the enemy of progress. Calmness does not kill fear. Calmness quiets fear. And once fear becomes quiet, your strength becomes louder. Think of your emotions like waves. Some waves are strong. Some are weak. Some are small. Some are large. You cannot stop the waves from forming, but you can learn to ride them without falling. Calmness is your balance. Calmness is your center. Calmness is the anchor that holds you steady no matter how high the waves rise. You must also understand something very important. Calmness is a habit. It is not a gift. It is not something you are born with. It is something you practice. Every situation that stresses you is a chance to practice being calm. Every challenge that makes your heart race is a chance to breathe and steady your mind. Every difficult moment is a chance to rise above your emotions instead of sinking into them. You will not become perfectly calm overnight. No one does. But with every day of practice, you will feel a little stronger, a little steadier, a little clearer. And one day you will notice something powerful. You will realize that calmness is no longer something you try to create. It has become part of who you are. Calm strength is the foundation of every great achievement. It helps you think. It helps you decide. It helps you act with purpose. It helps you stay focused on the future instead of drowning in the present. When you master calmness, you become the kind of person who cannot be easily shaken. You become someone who moves through the world with confidence. You become someone who can face storms without losing balance. That is the power that will carry you to success, and now you are learning to use it. Engaging hook. There comes a moment in every person's journey when the truth becomes impossible to ignore. A moment when the excuses fall apart. A moment when the future stands in front of you and asks a simple question. Are you ready to claim what you were made for? Today is that moment for our character. And it might be that moment for you too. Part 6 Final PRT Become the master of your fate. The morning was quiet, almost too quiet, as Ethan stood by the window of his small apartment. He looked at the rising sun spreading a golden path across the sky. Today was different. He could feel it. Something inside him had shifted. For weeks he had learned the lessons of discipline, silence, clarity, focus, and consistency. Now came the last and most powerful lesson. The one that defines everything. The lesson of becoming the master of his fate by mastering the thoughts that lived inside his mind. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He remembered the words of his mentor. Your mind is the gatekeeper of your destiny. Guard it. Feed it. Train it. Transform it. Ethan finally understood that every change he had made began from one place. His thoughts. Everything he wanted to become started within long before it appeared outside. He walked across the room and picked up the old notebook the mentor had given him on the first day. On the very first page were the words that felt more alive now than ever. A weak mind follows circumstances. A strong mind creates circumstances. Ethan felt those words settle deep inside him. Today he would no longer be shaped by the world. Today he would shape the world with a mind that refused to bow. He left home and walked to the park where he had met his mentor many times before. The air was cool and carried a sense of beginning. As he reached the bench by the pond, he saw the mentor already waiting. Calm. Strong. Steady. A man who looked like he had mastered storms within that no one else could see. The mentor smiled. You are ready. Ethan sat beside him. Ready for what? For the final lesson, he said. The one that most people run from because it demands responsibility. The one that turns dreamers into builders. The lesson is simple. Take full control of your mind, or your mind will take control of you. Ethan listened closely. He knew this was the moment he had been walking toward for weeks. The mentor continued. Most people blame the world for the outcomes of their lives. They blame their families. They blame their jobs. They blame the economy. They blame their past. But the truth is this. Nothing changes until the mind changes. Circumstances are shaped by the thoughts you repeatedly choose. If you want a better life, you must first build a better inner world. Ethan felt a quiet energy rise in him. He asked softly, How do I do that? The mentor turned toward him. First, you must understand that every thought is a seed. You choose whether it grows into a flower or a thorn. What you allow stays. What you reject leaves. What you water grows. You must become the gardener of your mind. Ethan nodded. He understood. For years he had let fear, doubt, and insecurity grow until they covered everything he wanted. The mentor continued. Begin each morning with thoughts that lift you. Stand in front of the world and speak your vision out loud. Claim the future you want. Speak faith. Speak purpose. Speak strength. Speak it with conviction until your mind accepts it as truth. Ethan smiled. That was something he had always been afraid to do. To speak his dreams out loud. But now he felt something different. Something bold. The mentor then said. Second, you must protect your mind from anything that weakens you. People who drain your energy. Environments that lower your standards. Habits that steal your time. Noise that fills your head with confusion. Limit them. Guard your peace as if it is a treasure. Because it is. Ethan finally understood the power of boundaries. Not to keep people out, but to keep his purpose safe. The mentor was not finished. Third, take immediate action on the ideas that appear in your mind. Great ideas do not wait. They vanish when ignored. The faster you act, the stronger your mind becomes. Action is proof of belief. Ethan felt the weight of those words. He had wasted so many ideas in the past. But not anymore. He felt new fire inside him. The mentor placed a hand on his shoulder. And finally, remember this. The mind becomes whatever you repeat. Train it daily. Feed it with knowledge. Strengthen it with discipline. Guide it with purpose. And your life will rise to the level of your thoughts. Ethan breathed deeply. Something inside him felt unshakable. The doubts were gone. The fear was silent. The excuses were dead. He felt like a man who had been sleeping for years and finally awakened to his own power. The mentor looked at him with quiet pride. Your journey begins now. Go and build the life you promised yourself. Ethan rose from the bench. The world looked different. The people. The sky. The noise. Everything looked clearer because he was clearer inside. He walked with his shoulders back and his eyes forward. He felt no rush. Only purpose. He returned home and opened his notebook to a fresh page. He wrote with steady focus. Today I become the master of my fate. Today I guard my mind. Today I choose thoughts that build me. Today I act with courage. Today I claim the future I desire. Then he stood up and spoke the words out loud. Not quietly. Not carefully. But boldly. His voice filled the room with new strength. I am ready for my future. I will rise. I will grow. I will win. I will lead my life instead of being pulled by it. I am becoming the strongest version of myself. As he finished, he felt something powerful. A shift. A spark. A solid belief forming inside him. He realized that the future he wanted was already on its way because he had finally become the kind of person who could receive it. The sun outside grew brighter, as if celebrating his transformation. Ethan smiled at the new chapter opening before him. Not a chapter of fear. Not a chapter of confusion. But a chapter of intention and strength. His journey had not ended. It had just begun. If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next powerful lesson. Share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps this community grow and reach more people who want to change their lives.